Now then, let's take a look at the front office of the prison. A few minutes ago, before that loud buzzer and the rumbling that shook the prison, there was a bit of an altercation here, near the information booth, where recently arrived Sandals was met face to face with the man who arrived just before him, Jet. Now, Jet, when you arrived here mere moments ago, the receptionist told you that you were not the contact on file to receive Melvin on his release. That's probably a strange thing for you to hear.
Who the hell would the contact be? We've had more contact than anyone else could have really imagined.
Unfortunately, you are informed that that is classified information. It's not something they can just go giving out to anyone who asks, husband or no. But you turn, defeated at least momentarily, to see him walk through those doors. How do you feel about that?
I think Jet, content warning, accidentally swallows his cigarette.
Oh, God.
Ew.
That's horrible.
As one of the four horsemen enters the room.
As this is happening, I think Sandals, his eyes are just kind of, again, he's on autopilot, right? So he's just walking. He walks right up to the information desk, doesn't even really look at Jet or notice him, and just speaks very plainly to the person in this like very rehearsed speech, like he's done it a million times. Just says, Bueller, Sandals, here for man, Melvin, gives him the prisoner number, and then just like offhandedly like pulls his wallet out of his back pocket of his tennis shorts, and just pulls his ID out and just like slides it under the glass to the person, just completely offhandedly. He honestly looks like he's over this already.
Damn. Well, unfortunately, as you slide your information and your ID over across to the person behind the information counter, you see she starts bawling her eyes out. Let's move Jet over to the side and get her out here. 1 second. Make Jet flip.
I'm being cut out of my own scene.
Whoop.
Oh.
Whoa, a little flippy.
Yeah,
we got a little
do.
flippy.
Dude,
Production value,
tricks.
Everyone. This is what Patreon gets you.
Hell yeah. No playing games on Patreon. Let's see. Where is she? There she is. The usually quite pleasant, but today very distraught looking secretary looks up at Sandals with tears in her eyes, her mascara running, her flesh sagging in ways most unbecoming. She looks up at you, and Miss Doreen Finsmith says, "The phones are down."
I think Sandals like looks at her, like looks up from like kind of his daze and just goes, "Okay, that's not my problem."
You don't understand. I can't do anything when the phones are down. She is losing her shit in real time.
He brings his hand up to the bridge of his nose and like pinches it and closes his eyes and then just says, "Do I need... No, we're not going to go through this. Please just let me speak to your manager."
She slams her head down on the desk and just starts bawling, inconsolable, shutting out the world around her. It's very strange behavior.
Unfucking believable.
You're just hearing sort of like cat hairball noises in the background. as Jet finds his way to the water cooler.
I've edited out his cigarette.
Bravo.
Jeez,
Impressive
that's
real-time
incredible.
That's exactly where the Patreon money's going.
Oh man.
God damn it.
This is the production value you pay for, everyone. Sandals, yeah, he just like rubs his eyes. Like he's like doing that thing that people do where they like press their fists into their eyes. And he's like seeing the kaleidoscope of color and kind of fingerprint that happens when you do that when you're stressed. And he takes a deep breath and he looks at the woman and he says, "I'm sorry, what was your name?"
Doreen!
Doreen, I am sure that this is a very stressful situation for you. We have all been in moments where we feel like we do not have control. Breathe with me. And he takes a deep breath and like does the thing where he like raises his hand and then lowers his hand. He says, "Can you do that for me? Can you breathe with me? Come on."
She takes a deep breath in through her mouth, and then you see like wet, gooey mucus sputter out her gills.
Mhm.
And she does follow after you, and it does look like it's helping a little bit.
Does that feel better, Doreen?
The phones.
The phones
They're down.
are but technology, and technology is fickle, Doreen. 100 years ago, people managed prisons just fine, and you can manage this one just fine. Do you see that version of yourself deep within you that can handle this situation, Doreen?
I'm going to give her a sanity test because I think you might be snipping her out of something. So let's see here.
Case of the Mondays.
No, she rolled real high. That's bad for her. So she sort of is following along with you until she reaches a crescendo and then breaks down sobbing again and just like curls into a ball on the floor of the bulletproof information booth.
For God's sake. And then Sandals turns just to the open room and goes, "Oh, is there anyone I can speak to? I am here for a prisoner pickup. I am here to pick up someone. I am their contact. Is there anyone in charge?"
Looking around, you see someone new has arrived.
That
And I don't
horrible
think it's
gulping
someone
sound
you recognize.
was Jet clearing out.
Coming through the front door behind you and Jet, you see a young gator. And Snapper, I think you recognize the Green Man.
What is... No, don't say anything. Don't say anything that's embarrassing. Are you Jet?
Why would anyone know that?
You were in like 4 episodes of you were on the production team for Mr. Man's YouTube show back in the day, right?
Oh, good. This is a great start for today.
Does Sandals overhear this?
Oh yeah, I think they're within earshot of you.
I think Sandals finally looks over and sees Jet and Snapper and just goes, "Huh. I should have expected this. Mr. Adler? Or should I say Mr. Adler Man?" And then he just nods.
Oh, I don't like that one. Goggles, it's been not long enough. I see you still have your charm, still making everyone you meet cry.
He has
I deserve that. And then Sandals just goes as is normal for him and just sits down on the waiting room couches, the I'm sure uncomfortable leather chairs.
Oh, they're
and
awful.
fishes around for like a 10-year-old magazine that I'm sure is just sitting around here, like an old issue of Sports Illustrated or something.
Like an old
Highlights.
Forbes?
Like an old Forbes, maybe one with himself on the cover. And he just sighs and he says, I'll just wait over here for whenever this is going to be dealt with.
Oh, he thinks he's clever.
What are we waiting on?
Just holds up. He just holds up a fucking magazine in front of his own face that has his face on it.
Doreen here says the phones are down and she can't radio or get in contact with anyone. I'm sure I've been here, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 times by now. These sort of things happen. Just wait it out. Someone will come to grab us, I'm sure.
Listen, kid, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now. You can send all your fan mail to burnuponreceipt@gmail.com. I think that's one of the services that it still exists.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. I'm here to see Mr. Mann. I'll reach out to you with fan mail later.
I think Sandals like does the thing where he like slowly lowers the magazine and like just his eyes appear over the top and he like looks over at Snapper. He just goes, "That's not how this works. How did you even learn that today was Melvin's release day?"
I was invited. Yeah, I was invited.
His husband wasn't invited, but this guy was.
I think, yeah, Sandals is like, that is
Does he have
patently
to roll
untrue.
for bluff?
If you guys want to see through that, then yeah, he can give us a deception.
Let's
I mean,
do
Jet
it.
might take psychic damage if everyone was invited except him to this.
Sanity check already.
All right. Unfortunately, that is above your deception skill, so that doesn't sound like it's quite on the level.
Yeah, Sandals just immediately goes like, that is untrue. I'm the only person with visitation rights to see Melvin, so that just can't be right. And then he realizes what he just said in front of Jet. And he goes,
Why the hell would you have visitation rights?
Jet, we really shouldn't talk about this here. There are many things I would love to share with you, but it is not an appropriate time. It is not an appropriate place. As soon as Melvin is released and within your wonderfully attended and waiting care, I am happy to go over the details of the events of the past 7 years to the best of my ability.
All right,
to...
fuck this. This is the furthest I've gotten so far. I'm going in. Jet is going to approach the most correct-looking door and kick it.
So you see a sealed security door, and give me a fighting roll against the door.
Kick that door's ass.
Kick that door's ass, Jet.
Shit, how do I get to my character sheet? Oh, that's how we're...
From the
Dude,
list.
break your
in-
foot.
Yeah.
At Adler, wait.
Oh yeah.
Combat,
Also, a
fighting.
Call of Cthulhu thing for this system. If you succeed on a roll, double-click the little dot next to it. That'll let us know at the end of the session. We might get to advance that skill.
So regular roll, 0 normal stuff, like this.
All right.
You did it.
You succeed on a check to kick the door.
Chet, what are you doing?
I believe I announced myself.
You have indeed announced yourself and kick the door open, allowing you passage into the prison.
Jesus.
I think he's got the right idea.
Sandals just stands up and puts the magazine, like he's holding the magazine in one hand still, and just he's like lowering it to his hips, and he just says, Chet, what are you doing? This impulsive behavior.
Completely out of character, huh? Never before has Jet acted impulsively.
I thought you would have changed. And then as he says that, Sandals is going to roll for wealth.
Yep, that's a success. What are you doing with your wealth?
Sandals takes out his checkbook and writes Doreen a check for the cost of the door, and says, Doreen, I'm very sorry for your circumstance and for everything that just happened, but we will work this out. This is not your fault. I am here in as much as my capacity as the executor of Melvin Mann's estate. I am also here as a potential investor, and I would love to speak to whoever is in charge. Do you want to possibly come with us and introduce me to whoever we can speak to about getting you a nice, wonderful new door and whatever the rest of this wonderful private prison establishment might need? And then he looks over at Jet and just scowls.
I mean, Jet's gone, obviously.
Jet's gone.
Yeah,
You just hear a vet. You just hear
Snapper.
you're only hearing like the distant echo, just like, fuck, you fucking pen up for this shit.
Snapper,
So,
Snapper
it's 20
runs over to the door as fast as he can because he doesn't want to risk it like shutting.
Uh-huh.
And he listens to a little bit of Sandal's spiel, and he's like, "Oh God, no, going with Jet."
It's 2030 and Sandals has a checkbook?
Hey man, old money is like that. This is the game you gotta play when you're talking to suits
Damn,
all
you're right,
day.
you're right.
It's a checkbook with QR codes in it.
Yeah. He can't really Zell a prison.
pass
all right?
them out,
He can't
like-
cash app
your
a
cash
warden.
You just have to like pull out X amount of QR codes to hand out, like box tops.
All right. Well, with Jet and Snapper heading on in, they completely miss it when someone else exits the bathroom here in the lobby.
Oh,
It's gonna be.
And when they do, a bitter chill sweeps through the room as the door to the unisex bathroom swings open and someone emerges from inside of it. Someone Sandals recognizes at a glance.
Oh, it's probably for our best Jet to not see her.
oh,
Oh shit!
Sandals, I think, he's in his, midway through his spiel with Doreen. He says, Doreen, I would love it if you could just introduce me to anyone maybe who is in charge or has any amount of sway here so we can work out.
Mr. Adler. Sorry, Mr. Bueller.
I think Sandals, like, his ears perk up and he slowly turns his head.
It's good to see you again. And was that Mr. Adler I heard making a fuss out here too?
You.
Me. She pauses, looking you over, nodding her head slightly. And was that third one Mr. Slycrest?
No.
No.
You. You. I've looked for you for 7 years, and you're just here? You don't even know who showed up. How have you avoided my gaze for this long?
Believe me, I'm very good at avoiding the gaze. Now, you see, I'm somewhat of a talent scout. And Cape Mendocino here is simply rife with unexploited talent. Too much talent, it would seem. I take it that's the reason you're here as well.
Oh, I'm sure you know the reason why I'm here. I am the executor of Melvin Mann's estate. I am the owner of Manplex Limited. Why else would I be here? What game are you playing?
You see the slightest hint of a smile creep across that stone-cold mask of hers, but she manages to quench it before it becomes a problem. I trust you remember what happened at Cape Karma. What sorts of unwanted attention, unrestricted talent can bring down upon us.
Sandals' like whole posture changes. Like he goes from being like tired to being like extremely alert. His half-lidded eyes are fully open. He looks more awake than he has been in 6.5 years. And he is at full attention. And he says, "Oh, I know the kinds of attention this can bring. I've played very close attention to you these years."
I'm flattered.
What do you want?
What do I want? Well, let me be clear with you, Mr. Bueller. I'm here today to collect a particular asset that my agency has had its eye on for the last 7 years. And as executor of his estate, you have a vested interest in seeing him walk out of here too.
Of course I do. You are a horrible bitch. You know that, right? You can't just, after all this time, walk up to us and expect nothing? What? And I think Sandals, he's getting that like crazed look in his eyes. He's like, it's like the world has shrunk around him. And he says, "If I had the means, I would kill you where you stand. You understand that, don't you?"
I welcome you to try.
Is Melvin walking out of here alive? Can you guarantee that?
That's my intention, but things are not going according to plan.
And I presume you're not going to share that plan with me.
It is not something I would share with talent, but I have been following your career, Mr. Bueller. I consider this occasion a bit of a screen test for the talent, but you might be a better fit for management.
So what? Is this a job interview?
We can consider it that.
Consulting, then.
She moves to nod her head, but as she does, a buzzer sounds out, and the prison begins to shake with a tremor. A flashing series of red lights erupt throughout the facility, casting the already stressful situation in an agonizing crimson glow. I don't think we have much more time to make this decision, Mr. Bueller.
If you want my help, you have to agree to a few things.
Name your terms.
The innocent people here cannot be harmed. I don't want a finger laid on Jet Adler or Melvin Mann. Do you hear me? This is non-negotiable.
I will do everything in my power to ensure that no civilians are harmed in the events that transpire here tonight.
Get fucked, Javier.
I will have whatever terms needed for this negotiation discussed at a later date. And for now, I'm willing to work with you to see whatever this is.
She nods softly and then reaches her hand forward as if to place it on your forehead, but waits a moment to make sure you're okay with her doing that.
I think Sandals brushes his bangs out of the way of his face in a very flippant anime boy pushing the glasses up the bridge of his nose kind of way. And he says, "Oh, we are not there yet." And then he just begins to walk around the corner. Are you coming or not?
I need you to do something for me, Mr. Bueller. And she beckons you to approach. She then recites out something that sounds like normal words to you, but you can hear a strange intonation in it, and you begin to wonder if it is some sort of incantation. As she says...
Does it have any effect on Sandals, magical or otherwise, or is it just talking?
Just talking as far as you know, but it sounds strange to your ears.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Wait for the answer to open the door." And then she motions for you to touch her necklace. And she says, "Turn the wheel, Mr. Bueller."
So I think Sandals, his eyes kind of squint, and he looks her over, and he just says, "I'm choosing to trust you." And then he reaches his hand out and puts it on the wheel and turns his fingertips to rotate it.
As you turn the wheel, you experience everything and nothing all at once, and cease to be in the prison at Cape Mendocino.
Oh.
Sandals has been removed from the premises. And with that,
Oh.
Miss Potatoes takes her leave.
The wheel turns.
The wheel turns.
It's probably nothing.
Meanwhile, inside the prison, those glowing red lights are starting to cause an immense headache for both Jet and for Snapper, who's following behind him.
But I got sunglasses.
Oh, you do have sunglasses. That probably helps a little bit, but there's a little bit bleeding around the sides. And you do see the overall light level going up and down, and it's a little nauseating. So, once you're in the prison, what do you do, Jet? Where do you go?
So Jet didn't think this far ahead. So he unironically started looking for markings. As if there would be labels anywhere.
You see numbers, like cell block numbers and individual cell numbers. But as you start passing by the cells, you notice all the doors are open, and a lot of them seem to be empty. All of them seem to be empty, in fact, though some still have people's personal belongings in them.
Well, that's upsetting.
Give me a spot roll for both Jet and for Snapper.
I'm better navigating this. Got this, I got this, I got this.
All right, Jet, you don't notice it. You're wearing sunglasses inside. It's a fashion statement, but it ruins your vision. But Snapper, you notice as you pass by, there are piles of clothing on the ground. Uniforms. Guard uniforms.
What the?
They're not neatly folded. They're like, imagine if someone just disappeared and left their clothes behind.
What the heck? Jet, do you Jet, do you see this?
Laundry day?
Where are the guards? Where you don't just leave a pile of clothes. There's not any blood. There's just clothes.
Why would you expect blood? That's a weird assumption.
Do you think the guards just get naked in the middle of the cell block?
I've seen a lot of clothes in the last 30 years, and they don't normally have blood on them, whether there's a person or not. Checkmate.
Do we see anyone?
Not in your immediate vicinity.
Do we hear anyone?
Give me a listen roll.
He's got no ears.
I'll just keep my character open. Kept closing it for the screen, and I'm like, "This, oh my god, Chet."
Snapper, listening closely, you do hear the sounds of shouting, yelling, howling, cutting through the prison in the distance. There are people here somewhere. Do you want
The
to head in
Snapper
that
has gone
direction?
from very excited and following Jet to, oh fuck, what am I doing in here? Real fast.
It has gotten both real and surreal in very short order. And unfortunately, that pulsing red light begins to grow stronger. It pulses with unnatural intensity. The overwhelming strobe starts to snap you from one moment to the next, erasing the gaps between. You see flashes of extreme violence that assault the senses. The sounds of shouting, screaming, and howling, as you heard before. The stench of blood and bile. Uniforms crumpled to the ground where their occupants once stood. I'm going to need everyone, including our prisoners here, to give me a sanity roll.
God damn it! I only just caught up with the fact that I wrote this. Let's see. Sanity? There it is. Like, hang on, pulsing red light in a prison. Wait a minute.
Oh, Javier. Cutting it close.
Cutting it close. All right. Everyone succeeded on their sanity, so you only take 1 sanity damage. Please reduce your current sanity by 1. You would have taken a D6 on a failure.
Oh,
we just
right.
manually
We have
overtype.
99, so it's not.
Is that
Yeah, just manually type it.
okay?
Thankfully, you have a lot more sanity in this system than we did back in Fear itself, so the numbers can get a little higher. Now,
No difference for the 3-star success?
no difference there. Okay. Now,
Have we
this-
seen? I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask: are we in like the same vicinity as each other? Have we noticed anyone walk in? Are we in the same space currently as Jet and company?
As it turns out, once the strobing lights start to turn off, you realize that you do see someone. The 2 prisoners here see our 2 intruders now occupying the same space. And there's a fifth person here as well. Someone none of you recognize, but actually, Snapper, you saw them briefly on your way in here. You see that janitor that slipped by you, slipped into the prison, and now stands here with 2 prisoners and 2 intruders, caught in Cape Mendocino as it descends into the other side. And looking over this janitor, you realize something. Toaster, you want to switch your Fugi for me?
What?
Oh. Oh.
What?
This person is not who they appeared to be.
Hey, kid.
It's you.
Help a girl out?
With what?
Oh. This seems like a right mess. Either of you two know what's going on here?
The phones are out. Weird lights. This, I might know what's going on here.
I think we have some people to find.
And with that, that is where we are going to end our first session of Season 2. Welcome to Caperscape, Season 2, with our new protagonist. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Crimson, or should I say, Keaton?
So hi, my name's Toaster. I am not playing Sandals Bueller this season. I will be playing the very mysterious, kind of wild card element, Keaton, the stag. She is an unwanted visitor of this prison, and she has a thread she wants to pull on to see if she can dig up some dirt on this Sandals Bueller 1%er motherfucker.
You just missed
Wait a
him.
minute. It's not a janitor at all.
Woo!
If you would like to learn more about Keaton, you can see the secret session 0 that Ka and I did after the last one that will go live on Patreon sometime soon after this episode.
Holy shit.
Feel free to subscribe for that, folks. Let's go! This music was made by Sage Deer, and this is Keaton's theme music. So hope you all like
Hell yeah.
that.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy we got to Keaton tonight. I'm not good at secrets. I'll say that right now.
Love it. Love it.